Hello, everybody. Good evening. I hope you are fine. It's Tuesday, 22nd of October, 2024. And as promised, he is back. Our friend Sergio Thyssen is back with us. And today he's going to give us a wonderful talk about the Spiritism and Spiritists. So, good evening, my friend. How are you?
Hello, Stephen. I am fine, and I suppose you are fine too.
Yes,
My
yes.
pleasure to stay here to share with you some minutes in this evening. Thank you so much for your invitation.
Good, good. Yeah, you know, you are very welcome here for years, helping us in person sometimes, online sometimes. So it's good to have you. For those who are here for the first time, uh, our friend Sergio Thyssen, he's a doctor in Brazil. He's a spiritist, and he led many, many activities throughout the spiritism, and it's an asset for the Spiritist movement, not just in Brazil, but around the world. And It's a pleasure to have him with us. So, my friend, let me see if we have how many connections we have. Here looks fine. So, today, the topic is the Spiritism and Spiritists. As Dr. Sergio and myself were talking before getting online, it is a simple topic, but there is a vast content, a vast subjects to explore here. And I'm glad he will handle this for us today. So, just before we start, I will do the initial prayer. Okay? So, I want to invite everyone to sit comfortably, close your eyes if you want to, have a deep breath, and let's raise up our thoughts towards our Master Jesus, asking Him to be present in our meeting today, enlightening everyone who is watching us online and those who are going to watch us later. Also, conduct Dr. Thyssen in order to deliver the Spirit's message and touch those hearts who are in need a consolation, need a help, need an advice, need a support in order to move forward in the mission here on earth. And for those spiritual friends who are joining us, may his words enlighten them towards their progress. So be it. Amen. Okay, good. Let me Can you see your screen here?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, good. Okay, good. So I'm in the background. So it's the stage is yours, my friend.
Well, um, I would like to tell you again that I am very happy to share with you uh, some aspects about Spiritism and Spiritists. I remember that we could talk about science, about the frontier between medicine, mediumship, uh, we could talk about the science of the afterlife, religiosity, and spirituality and medicine. Because we are spiritists, we could study, we could dedicate our time to many different issues in terms of common science, in terms of some specific science, as physics, for example, because the Spiritist doctrine, uh, because of the origin, we can do some kind of correlations between the Spiritist science with many other interesting aspects of our life, not only in this planet on Earth, but including about the universe, about many different aspects of astronomy, astrophysics. But this time, I would like to do some considerations about very simple aspects to help us to include these observations, these ideas in our common and proper life. I'd like to remember with you, my friends, from Ireland, from Europe, from any country around the world, the idea that this is a very specific word because our humanity, uh, it is something like uh, one humanity in the first stage of moral evolution and life development in the direction of the heaven, of the spheres of life, including the earth, but including many different worlds. And because we are uh, sons of God, we had and we will have many different possibilities to construct our future in terms of happiness, in terms of scientific, spiritual development. We have, all of us, when we read the Spiritist books from Allan Kardec and from many different authors, we are always uh, trying to understand the different ways to develop ourselves in terms of moral, spiritual, and even scientific development. So I suggest to Stephen to talk about simple things in terms that when we are spiritists, when we are studying the most important books in this area, we can do some interesting reflections to benefit ourselves. And I am very happy to have the possibility to do this this afternoon. Thank you so much to everyone. So I put this, what Spiritism can do for us. I understand that when we are creating some kind of development of ourselves in terms of moral, spiritual, scientific understanding of the reality, uh, we can dream with the idea of what we can do to the humanity, what we can do for the world, for the people. But now I would like to remember with you, my friends, my colleagues of Spiritist uh, studies in terms of what a spiritism can do for us. So I put some items, some aspects to remember with you. Now, I would like to remember first that this year we are completing 167 years of the Spirit's book. And this is the main book to begin and to understand the spiritual reality of the universe, of this world, of his humanity, by one special help from the good spirits, the spirits that are forward in terms of knowledge about the reality. And then we can study these contents, these issues, in terms of how we can not only understand, but receive from them some important reflections, guides to our common lives. Not only this life, not only in this reincarnation, but what we can have from them, we will use to the future, to the eternity, because those are important aspects of life to benefit ourselves and everyone when we are trying to read those Spiritist books, beginning with this, the first one from 167 years. I would like to remember that Spiritism, it integrates you, me, and you, and everyone into understanding your position as an eternal and responsible being before life. And we need to remember too what kind of world is this one, the earth. We have, for example, 8 billions of incarnated ones. And we have in one statistics from Emmanuel with the mediumship of Francisco Cândido Xavier, 14 spirits in the spiritual reality, because they are all of them now discarnated. But when we do some kind of sum, we have so 22 billions of people like us. And this is one interesting and important aspect. We are eternal. We, as sons and daughters of God, we will live to the eternity. And this is interesting to us because we will discarnate one time, but our souls or our spirits will immediately continue to live in the spiritual realm. And during some decades, we will stay there. But we will, all of us, invited to another life by another different process of reincarnation. So when we have this idea, we have some important ideas of what we can do for us and for everyone to one global progress, not only in terms of matter, but especially in terms of spirituality, because we are spirits. And spiritism help us to understand all the big problems that we have today on earth. We are here uh, doing some considerations about life, studying some aspects of spiritism, but around us and distant uh, from here now, we have suicide. In this year on earth, from the January 1st, we have 900,000 of cases of suicide. We have 33 millions of induced abortions. We have misery, hungry people, malnourishment. We have different kinds of conflicts, important invasions and wars, maybe in different countries in Africa, in Ukraine, or in Palestine. So this is one very specific kind of word and humanity. One humanity of expiations and proofs, tests and atonements. And when we learn with the good spirits, because they are some kind of teachers for us to benefit all of the people in the spiritual world and incarnated ones to do some force to the spiritual moral evolution. So it is very important, the idea that we are eternal, but we are responsible too, because what we are doing now, we will have basics and natural consequences to ourselves. So we need to understand this, to valorize this, because those are moral basic aspects. And if we are in some kind of suffering now, it's not by chance. It is consequence from different lives in our past. And when we have the idea of one eternal life and the future, we need to do now what we would like to live in the future, because we are responsible to this. Each one of us, this is one specific compromise of everyone. And with the Spiritism, we create one level, one idea of responsibility in terms of different lives around us and in terms of our proper life. Well, let's go. We need to remember that Spiritism, it reveals the true meaning of the teachings of Christ and all other spiritual mentors of humanity across different regions of the planet. We have only one as a governor, as a master, Jesus from Nazareth. He is the only Christic spirit that we could recognize and know in this planet, this humanity, the ear planet. We need to understand that we have government, we have a spiritual co-creator of this planet, including all of the structures and different aspects and species of life. Because we learn, for example, by Emmanuel in one very nice book named In the Way of Light, that our planet, we have 3.5 billions of years. And in that time, the time of the beginning, Jesus Christ, he was in the higher level of the spiritual development in the universe. And because of this, he was elected the governor of the life of the planet Earth. And not only him, but we have the superior spirits in the higher level of spiritual moral development. And frequently, they come to reincarnate here from the good and higher spheres of life to help us in science, in philosophy, in religions, and in the arts, different kinds of the art of the humanity. So we have a very important hierarchy. And each one, when we are incarnated, we have some kind of mentor, some kind of angel that protect us. But not only each one, they create one lovely environment to our moral and physical development during all the decades of the life of each one. So this hierarchy comes from Christ to everyone. Do you remember 22 billions of people? And we need to consider this because, for example, when we pray, we create some kind of linking between us, everyone, each one, with the good spirits, with Jesus, with Maria of Nazareth, with Jesus, with God. And because of the problems that we have here, it's consequence of the disturbances, moral deficiencies of the spirits that are living here, not only in the incarnate aspect of life, but including in the spiritual reality. This is a very problematic humanity in the big contest. And because of this, wars, abortions, suicide, we have thousands of different illnesses, not only biological, physical, but especially in terms of psychiatry disturbances, depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, bipolar, autism, panic disorder. And because of this, we can analyze and understand why we have some big problems in our homes, in our cities, and including all the context of this word. This is not one common word. The earth is like a school, a very basic level school. But when we share studies in mediumistic meetings with good spirits, we learn with them that the earth is like a hospital of souls, because all of us, when we are living in the reincarnation, and when we are on earth in the spiritual realm, all of us, we have some moral problems, and we are considered souls very as spirits more in the special difficulties near the most important problems on the world. And we need to understand, and we need to do some forces to become better souls, better women and men. And we have the tools to do that. And when we study Spiritism, we understand that Jesus, by Allan Kardec, and the Spiritists related, the spirits related to the Spiritism, they offer to us many different understandings and considerations about what we need to become happy in this life and in the future. So this is one aspect that what does Spiritism do for us. Let's go. Another consideration, it removes our concerns arising from the fear of death, providing that death does not exist. All of us, we know about this. But when we compare with the rest of humanity, independently of the locations, countries, with different religions, all of the others, they have a very important difficulty to understand this simple idea. And when we read the Spiritist books, we gain this very clear notion about the human life, that we don't need to have, for example, the fear of death, because what we name death is one important crisis. But It is, in a spiritual view, one coming back to the home in the spiritist word, because we are eternal. And this is simple. And I suppose with you that we are doing this in those times. But in the future, we will have those very simple reflections considered in the basic schools, in all of the classes around the world, because all of the Spiritist postulates, they are basic, they are important, and I suppose that they will be considered in all of the schools, basic schools, to our children and youth people in some decades. Because when we have our children considering the immortality of the soul, the eternity of the life, they have very soon important ideas to some guiding themselves in the common days of their lives. We name this some kind of evangelization of the children and youth people. We are working in this fashion. For example, I have 6 children, 3 and 3. And I understand that when we talk about reality, including spiritual points of views, they, independently of the age that they have today, they understand more easily about all of the problems that we have inside of our homes and spreading around the world in different countries, including that are very important aspects in terms of individual and groups around the world, because of the wars, because of the hungry people, and many different that we have today. So we needed to talk about Spiritism, and we needed to talk about what the importance of those issues to our common life, I suppose, my friends. Spiritism, it reveals the principle of reincarnation, clarifying the reasons behind the pain and social inequalities. Because when we think about the people around the world, it is common the doubts. The people do not understand this reality. Why so big sufferings, including individual suffering and collective? In Africa, in Europe, in America, in Australia, New Zealand, and in Asia. We have today 200 of countries around the world. We have different problems. We have different people. As a doctor, a physician, I am working this area for a half century. And including those 50 years, I am dealing with different aspects of suffering of each one of the patients that we are trying to help in the medical practice. But not only because we are understanding and trying to know about the big problems of humanity, because it is very important to us from Spiritism to have the idea that the people, they are not dealing with big problems by chance. We have a cause and effect law. And all of the diseases, illnesses, disturbances, they are consequences of our past lives. So it is interesting too, but I am trying to understand and to deal with the very big, important medical problems from any patients, trying to help them in the mediumistic meetings, working with different doctors, mediums, to reveal the spiritual causes of the medical diagnosis in medicine today. For example, cardiovascular disease, cancer, different infections by virus, by bacteria, degenerative diseases, neurological, pediatric problems in our patients that are our children. And when we use mediumship, we can see in a very objective manner what the true reason or cause of the suffering in this aspect of medicine, frequently with a very big suffering. I have patients from different countries because they know about the relationship between spiritual problems and the suffering from different illnesses. And when we open individually each one of the cases, we find and we found the causes. We care of the spiritual realm linked to each one of the patients. And we can see in an objective manner the different prognosis from different medical problems. Because when we can care of the past situation, the patient presents different and very nice different evolution and prognosis. So when we deal with the idea of the suffering, of the pain, of the social inequalities, we can compare the situations, we can analyze, and we can clearly understand where is the origin of the main medical, personal, and social suffering of each one in this humanity, but including the families, the collective that are suffering together. For example, in Africa, when or where we have some important aspects of suffering. So this kind of clarification we can obtain reading the Spiritist books, but when we are caring directly of the patients, we are doing some kind of research in this area, always trying to benefit the people. And this is a very interesting aspect, because nowadays in medicine, we have one specialty named religiosity, spirituality in medicine. We have thousands and thousands different papers in different groups of research in all of the countries, independently of different religions. We can understand and we can put different approaches to benefit the patients, including feelings, changing of the ability of each one of us to construct by some changes our lives and our medical problems with a better prognosis. And we could share with our colleagues in different congress, for example, in psychiatry around the world, the comparing of before and after this kind of approach that we can do with the Spiritism understanding and knowledge about reality. This is one issue to come back here and to clarify or to talk about with some details, because as I commented, this is a hospital, including the people that are as with healthy condition, they comes to the earth with different predisposition to become with different illness in this life and in the future. Another consideration from Spiritism, and because the dealing with the spirituality by mediumship, we have hospitals with different specializations in the spiritual environment. So this is one idea of the spiritual problems. They are included in the spiritual life when we are discarnated too. So this is an issue to the future, maybe. So this is one interest aspect too. Spiritism, it provides us with moral strength to endure illnesses or bodily limitations, showing us that the physical body reflects the conditions or needs of the spirit. All of us, we are spirits, and all of us, we have one history, and we will have one future. And nowadays, when we understand this one, we can have some kind of strength to understand our limitations, our pains, and our body limitations, developing some kind of resilience, because God, it is perfect. No one are limited by chance. When we look to the past lives, it's very easy to correlate our historical, our past acts in different reincarnation in past lives of with we are dealing now in our present life. And we need to know about this to understand and to look for benefits from this understanding of the medical problems, for example. Spiritism, it reassures us regarding family conflicts by explaining in the same way that the home welcomes not only affections, but also disaffections from the past lives for the necessary regeneration. And this is one beautiful, nice mechanism to put all the spirits together in the same context by the constructions of different families to the possibility of sharing and the development of forgiveness, for example, compassion, empathy, fraternity, solidarity, charity between us inside the same environment in our different homes. So this is one interesting aspect that we consider too when we are dealing with patients in the office as psychologists, psychotherapeutic, and many different specialties. Do you remember I am telling you about that we are putting spirituality in a very objective manner inside the medical approach to the patients with their different suffering problems. Physical body and in moral terms, in terms of psychology and psychiatry. And the idea of the necessary regeneration, because we are here to our development, our freedom in terms of bad links from the past lives. This is one very nice changing of paradigm from the materialistic one to the spiritualistic one. This is the present, and this is the big future of medicine. And because we are spiritists, we have a very clear, important facility to understand this. But not only to understand, because we have from Spiritism one invitation to change. All of us, we need to change. to a higher level of conscience, to valorize the present reincarnation and the next one to the future. To always we could be doing this kind of uh, reflections and action in this objective to change ourselves. It's not to change the others. We need to change ourselves. This is our main responsibility. And we have some kind of compass, Spiritism, the gospel is studied by Allan Kardec, the good spirit, as the book, the gospel, according to the Spiritism. We need to study this. Well, let's go. Spiritism, it demonstrates that the conscience is the main temple. It's very nice for worshipping the divine presence. So it is like we have some space, some spiritual center from God, because we are sons of God. And in terms of creation of each one of the people in this and in all the humanities around the universe, all of us, we have some aspect of God inside of us. Conscience. The divine laws, they are in ourselves. So we have this kind of temple. So we need to contact, we need to share when we are doing some kind of meditation, some kind of trying to obtain one inner enlightenment to benefit ourselves. And when benefit ourselves in those terms, we are becoming capable to do the same to everyone around us by charity, by working to benefit the people with our best understanding of life and our energy to put in this direction to help the people that are suffering or the people that don't know about those spiritist postulates, big ideas from Jesus, from Allan Kardec, from the good spirits that worked with him in more than 1 century and a half. So we have so much of so nice considerations in terms to valorize Spiritism to all the people. One day, Spiritism will be one matter valorized by everyone to the moral acquisitions from now to the future. So Spiritism, it frees our minds from all taboos related to religious belief. We can understand the variability and different situations of the humankind around the world. different stories, and we understand one another aspect from Spiritism, uh, the idea of the how we uh, create the humanity that we have in those days. We will learn about transmigration from different words to here to compose our complete humanity that are now in the matter incarnated ones and the other one in the spiritual side of life, in the life after death. And when we understand why different religions, they are because of different origins from different planets and humanities and the big universe. This is fine too. And we can learn about this with Spiritism. Spiritism eliminates most concerns about the future beyond death because we recognize uh, the relationship between the people that are living on earth in the physical environment and the other ones in the spiritual realm. So the idea of the I have some kind of concerns, but we will survive. We will stay alive forever. And this is one different and important invitation. What we create to a better future in moral and physical aspects, I needed to do this now, changing my mind, recovering my soul, trying to have more virtues than vices. This is the big way to a better life in the future. In the future, in this reincarnation too, but obviously in the future and different lives, in different reincarnations that all of us will have in the big future. Spiritism, it comforts us by facilitating communication with loved ones after they have passed away. Immortality. In medicine, we are studying and doing lectures about the science of the afterlife. The science of the afterlife. With my colleagues, the doctors of the Medical Council in Rio de Janeiro. This is one consequence of Spiritism, of spirituality in the new paradigm, in the life generally, and in medicine especially. We are talking with our patients about spirituality. All days and opportunities to do that because they need to know some more of the same that we are studying now. We need to share with them because when the people could work the values, the moral values and the ideas of the immortality, for example. Do you can imagine patients with very severe medical problems? For example, very advanced cancers. So we need to offer to them the idea of the continuation of life, clarifying with them in terms of the doubts that they have about what they can or they could have in terms of ideas about the future afterlife. And those understandings, they are very helpful to everyone. And I would like to tell to you how they becomes with some kind of happiness to see their doctors that are trying to care of them, sharing spiritual ideas in a very clearly approach. We can see this in the hospital all days during the last few years. So let's go. Spiritism, it provides us with knowledge about mediumship, the relationship between the spirits in the spiritual realm and them with us, incarnated ones. And this is very important because this is one science, the science of mediumship. Spiritism, it is science too. And the main aspect of the science of Spiritism is the study and practice of the mediumship with different good results, good benefits when we share with the discarnated ones by mediumship. We can utilize mediumship to help the people that are suffering now from biological, physical, and psychiatry problems in medicine. But we need to remember that if we have Spiritism today, it is because the mediumship from different mediums that helped Allan Kardec to do some kind of collection of the main and important spiritual understanding of life, of the universe, the spiritual side of universe, the loss, and many beautiful reflections and considerations about the life, the reality on Earth and on the big universe. So all of the very, very important books in the Spiritism, for example, André Luiz, Emmanuel, from the mediumship of Francisco Cândido Xavier, Chico Xavier. The very important contents of Spiritism with Allan Kardec and to all of us by Chico Xavier. the more important medium that we had in the recent decades, in the last century. Spiritism, it educates us about harmful spiritual influences, the obsession, the harmful influences from bad spirits with bad moral feelings, thoughts, because they exist on earth. They are near us in the spiritual environment. And we need to have this kind of education because Spiritism, it gives to us, offers guidance on how to treat and to prevent them. So we need to change, we need to care of our thoughts and feelings, tendencies, actions, because all that we are thinking about and doing every day, all of this have consequences, good or bad consequences. We are responsible by our happiness or suffering in the future, because we need to do some kind of enlightenment to become immunologically, in another idea, from the bad influences, some kind of vaccine. And we can do it. And knowing about the Spiritist contents, we have some kind of facility to do this, I suppose. And I can see in medical science. Spiritism, it grants us the right to rational faith. This is one nice consideration too. Rational faith, is not one blindness faith. We can do the best considerations about the relationship between all of the things that we are thinking and doing every day. For example, we are studying in medicine about the prayer and recovery of different medical problems. The praying, the intercessory prayer in open chest cardiovascular surgery. I know about my colleagues, cardiovascular surgeons. They invite all of the team inside the surgery environment to do, first of all, with the patient awakened, one prayer to the exit of that very important cardiovascular surgery. And when we compare two different groups, one that received the intercessory prayer from different groups of religious, with another group of the same kind of problems in medicine, to the same surgeries approaches, with no one prayer to them, we can see the difference. This is medicine. This is medical understanding about the value of the prayer. And then, because of this, the idea of rational faith. Because science, spiritism is science to a better life. Spiritism, it highlights the necessity of charity as a duty. This is the true love, the love in movement to benefit all of the people. Inside our family groups and at home, and all of the possibilities to do the charity to benefit the humanity, independently the kind of relationship with us. All of the days we have simple but important occasions to do some different things, to value the others that share with us the common life. In the of the situations on the street, in the work, at home, independently of with the people that all of these we have the opportunity to share minutes to give to them some kind of love, some kind of fraternity actions. So, charity as a duty. Spiritism, it helps us to reassess and rethink the concept of work and time. We have external work with some kind of grants, but without the necessity to obtain some material benefits. And we need to know about the life that we have now, what we are doing now, virtues to substitute the vices. And this is the main aspect to consider day by day. When we share about the happiness of the good spirits in the spiritual environment around us, we understand why they are happy, satisfied now, and always helping us to understand this, including. And then we will do some kind of possibility to do the same, because they are examples of spirits to us. Many of them in science, in philosophy, in culture, on arts. And all of us, we would like to be happy in the future. How to obtain this possibility? We have a way to that kind of enlightenment. Spiritism, it clarifies with the certainty that we have that we benefit or harm ourselves when we benefit or harm someone. Cause and effect law, action and reaction law. the law of own responsibility, personal responsibility in terms of the divine laws. Spiritism gives us peace and serenity in the face of slander and criticism. This is a word with very limited people in moral terms. And this is a very common problem in this humanity, including between colleagues in our work, between colleagues in the Spiritist movement, including. So we need to study, we need to try to develop the forgiveness in terms of our common lives. Spiritism, it explains that no matter how great our external difficulties may be, we are free to improve or worsen our own situation internally. This is the more important. We are open to the moral development, but this is one idea of action day by day to obtain this, to improve ourselves, and so our internal situation. This is one kind of heritage to the future that we need to think about and try to obtain every day. Spiritism, it also gives us a secure belief in divine parenthood, and that as his children, we will be happy on earth and anywhere if we know how to live according to his laws. So this is a very important understanding and consideration to us. We are not alone. We have a big Father. We have Jesus. We have angels. We have spirits of the first level, second level, according to Spiritism, to benefit us here on earth, every day, every hour, every minute, if we share the more important aspects of each one of us with them. And the prayer is the one kind of mechanism. Spiritism, it blesses us with definitive conceptions of the divine origin of all things, the dignity of humanity, the superiority of good, universal brotherhood, the supremacy of love, and the sovereignty of truth. Spiritism. This is a treasure. This is very important to everyone. But we need to consider that when we think about all of the humanity, especially in terms of what we know about the incarnated people in different countries and cultures from the history to now, the Spiritists today, we are only someone 0 dot or 0.0007% of the humanity now. This is like a little particle uh, in the sand of a beach. So we needed to share those things. And we talk about Spiritism in our groups uh, and different locations and situations when we are in the days, day by day, we can help the people to think about the science of the afterlife. Spiritism. Spiritists postulated the main and the other ones as the third great revelations after Moses, after Jesus. With Jesus, this third great revelation originates from the governance of life, Christ Jesus, and thus is the most relevant source of blessings available to incarnate human beings, enable them to progress in eternal values and be definitely happy. And during these considerations, we think about what kind of spirits that we are. What do you need to find the true happiness in spiritual values from now to the future? And I would like to remember about Jesus Christ, and I would like to thank you so much to you, Stephen, this opportunity to consider some aspects related to our so nice understanding about life because we are spiritists. Thank you so much to everyone.
Thank you, my friend. Very enlightening. And as I said at the beginning, it's a lot to talk. It's a very rich, profound topic. So thank you very much for your help. Um, I have some people here reading; they agree with you. Thank you for the clarification. Also saying the mission of our spiritism. So it's good to see there are a lot of people interacting with us during the
Thank
conversation.
you.
Okay. We do not have any questions. It's more confirming, agreeing with your
Maybe.
with your statements, you know. But we needed to close as we are over time. But but I cannot let you go without you doing your beautiful prayers.
Okay, Stephen, thank you. Well, I suppose that when we are talking about spiritism, we are doing a prayer
Yeah.
because all of those considerations comes from God, from Jesus, from the good spirits, from Allan Kardec, and all the big family in the spiritual terms that included so many important considerations and issues to our better understanding about life. So we are very happy to all the considerations about this. And we would like to thank you so much to the good spirits, to the good mediums, to the good people around us in different cities and countries related to us and sharing in those minutes about spirituality and life. Thank you so much to the good spirits, to our angels, and we would like to invite all of the elevated spirits to benefit the people that are suffering so different problems, including the wars in different cities and countries in this moment around us. We will promise to stay in praying all days, to give in the hands, in the heart of the good spirits, the fluids, the good molecules from us, some kind of donation to the recovery of the physical bodies and the perispirit of many and many people around the earth in different countries that we can in this way to help every day. Thank you so much, Jesus, and your protection and your benefits to everyone today and in the next times to everyone. Thank you so much, my friends, to this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Good. So, thank you once more for everyone who are online with us, those who will watch this later. So, thank you for being with us, and thank you, my friend, once more. You nail it. Thank you. Okay. Bye bye, guys.
Thank you so much, my friends. Bye bye.